Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Murder Pro of Murder Pro Gaming, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your Far Harbor.
They call me the Mariner, shipwright, handyman, and the only one keeping the harbor afloat. Come by. 450 caps if you can, though.
So I'd be risking my life for only 450 caps?
I'm a bit short on caps, but I have old Jimmy's shotgun I can give you. Heavens no, he can't use it anymore. Tools are certain to be there.
Alright, so talking to the Mariner, we're going to go get her tools for her so she can work on the hull wall. Pass that persuasion check and you can get a weapon out of her besides the reward she's offering you.
This is our fight.
This guy's a douche and he offers you no help, but you can buy a nice harpoon gun here. It's called Admiral's Friend, and it's not that many caps, so I recommend picking it up. This is also the first chance we've had to buy harpoons, so go ahead and get that done while we're here. And this fish catcher is pretty cheap too, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that now.
Welcome to the bait shop. If you need any odds and ends, I'm your man.
This gentleman is selling a Marine Recon helmet, but it is just over 10,000 caps, so I'm going to come back for it later. I'm going to try to get some more merchandise to sell to him so I can offset that cost.
Done.
Who's Andre?
Poor Andre is my patient over there.
I know a few things about medicine. Can I try to help him?
You say, what?
Let's take a look.
Say what? Alright, this is Andre McCowd. He's basically sick from the fog, and we are going to heal him using our mysterious serum. This should fix him right up. Not right away, but we can come back later and check his progress.
It's coming. Oh. Must find. Mon Dieu.
Andre.
Jean. No. No.
You're that mainlander who just got here.
Alright, this is Cassie Dalton, another one of our optional objectives.
It's long
I like to get all that stuff done and out of the way before I complete my main objective. So just chat with her and you can get her a little side mission.
Dalton. It's time to settle accounts. You hear me, Island? My friend here's gonna even things up.
You hear me, Island? I'ma get you!
Look a trapper in the eyes. They're something else.
Hi there.
There's all kind of random people to chat with and little notes to pick up. You know, you can do it if you want. It's not really necessary. I'm going to show you what's important and what's not. So,
Bring it on, Island. I can take it.
if you like to collect all the little junk along the way, you can do that. If not,
Excuse me.
I'll show you who you really need to talk to get things done.
Today's your lucky day. Free beer for ya. Ha ha!
You have anything a bit stronger?
Pushing your luck, are ya? Ha! I like it. Take this.
Pass another
Top shelf
persuasion
all
check
around.
and you can get a few
So,
more
drink
experience
up.
points and
Stay
a bottle
here
of vodka.
long and the fog will claim ya. Might as well meet her with a belly full of fire, eh?
Amen, brother.
What's so special
Man
about
after
the
my
fog
own
on the
heart.
island?
Like I said, there's quite a few notes here. I edited this so you don't have to watch me walking around too much. But I'll show you all the locations of where they all are. And over here you can grab a Islander's Almanac. And this will open up more locations on your map without you actually having to
Captain
stumble
Avery
upon
said
them.
you can get me to Acadia?
Heard there was a scuffle.
Basically unlock your map.
You get your hands dirty? I'm done leading people to their deaths in the fog.
Everyone's got their price. How many caps is this gonna run me?
Keep your caps. If you're set on doing this, I'll take my pay in whiskey. The bartender Mitch sells it. Grab me a flask.
Okay, this guy's kind of a fool. If he'd gone for caps, he probably could have bought 20, 30 bottles of whiskey, but he's pretty short-sighted. I'm guessing he is under the influence of that said whiskey. Pretty simple, though. We're just going to walk over here to Mitch, buy a bottle of whiskey for 6 caps, and take it back to our guide over here. Our very short-sighted guide at that.
You got my whiskey yet?
Yes, sir. I got your whiskey right here. Yarg.
Here you go.
Ah, now you're talking.
Another damn note. Some Vim quartz. Easy to steal. Alright, I'm not going to go with him just yet. We're going to go to the Eagles Cove Tannery and get those tools for the Mariner. I like to get, like I said, I like to get those side missions out of the way. Kind of set up for the main plot. We can't fast travel because we haven't been there yet. So it's really just a quick jaunt through the woods. Take me a little longer because I am over encumbered. I don't have a place to store all my crap yet. But we'll get there. Just a few ghouls to clear out. Pretty basic. They didn't really challenge us here. There's your Eagles Cove Tannery unlocked, and we'll make our way indoors. Please excuse my big cumbersome Ada. She kind of gets in the way sometimes, but she packs a hell of a punch.
That's it.
I can't believe how lucky I just got with that lock. We didn't really have to open this door. There's just 2 ghouls inside, and there's a safe we'll open up once we get in here. I just like to collect crap because I'm a digital hoarder.
Sweet.
Alright, just grab our loot real quick and we can get on with our mission. Okay, now we're in the basement. Let's go down 1 flight of stairs. Turn your light off. And I actually used a crit on this guy just because I honestly fought him a couple times before this and he kicked my ass. So I reloaded a save point and just unloaded on him with a crit and a sneak attack. You can get the key to get out of here. If I'd been paying attention, I actually wouldn't have got the key so that I could get the experience points for picking the back door, but I've got it now, so big deal. we'll lose 60, 70 points. Grab your tools
Bang, bang, and the whole lot
and head outside.
you even know what you got right
Once you get out, there's a guy named Machete Mike. He's fighting a couple
What's
ghouls.
the big deal about
We
these
helped with the
tools?
fight.
Hellman's pumps out more foot-pounds of torque than a death claw and Psycho.
Tools in condition like this, they're positively unique. Maybe I should auction them off someplace.
27.50.
Alright, this guy offers
Why
to
do you
buy
need
the
tools
tools.
so much?
I got my own special project.
You're not going to accept his
pass the
offer,
offer.
but
I
go
ain't
ahead and
hanging around
ask him
forever.
for a better
Walk away
reward
from
just to
this,
get those 70
you'll regret
points.
it.
And then refuse his offer.
That's it for now.
Now instead of killing him, we are going to try to steal from him, and that will cause him to attack us. And once he attacks us, he's considered hostile and we can actually kill him. If you kill him when he's not hostile, that will end your mission. So let your Ada or whatever comrade you're using kill him, and then you'll have to finish him off. But then you can go ahead and get over 3,100 caps from him and still do your mission. Stumbled upon this bear. Go ahead and kill him, get some experience, get a legendary weapon. Instead of headed right back to the Mariner, I decided to go to the Oceanarium just because it's not far away and it unlocks that position on the map. We can go ahead and get that unlocked, so if I need to go back there later, we can just fast travel. There's a few ruthless trappers out front. Take them out from a distance. If you do a sneak attack, they go down really fast. Alright, that location is now ours, and we will not have to trek there. If you walk behind there, you will find this giant hermit crab. Might as well take him out too. Get you some extra loot, some more experience. If you don't care about that stuff, then just go ahead and go back to Far Harbor. As I said though, I'm a digital hoarder, so I go after as much as I can. He's pretty easy. Few good crits to his extremities. With this particular gun I have, he goes down pretty easy.
I suggest we take as much as we can carry.
Ada, you're always suggesting shit.
You been to the tannery? You find my tools yet?
Alright, go ahead and fast travel back to Far Harbor.
Can you tell me about the tannery?
A man named Paulie used to camp there. Very handy fellow. Fog rolled in a year back.
And now we're just going to get those tools back
He
to the
left the harbor
Mariner.
recently.
She can give us our
Everything
caps
that's there is
reward
fair salvage.
and a
Here are
shotgun.
your tools.
A fair bit of luck.
Upon
Coming
further
from you.
inspection, you'll
Here's your
see
reward.
that it's actually a
Well
very
earned.
shitty
And now to work
shotgun
in the hoe.
and not at all what I was hoping for. So I'll be selling that. And she's a douche for embellishing.
Children of Adam are trying to kill it.
Like I said, upon further inspection, we'll see that it's just a short combat shotgun. It does 100 damage and it's only worth 87 caps, so that blows. Alright, now we're off to the National Park campground to kill those ghouls for Cassie. On the way, you'll see this beam going up to this rooftop. If you want to, real quick, there is a small chest up here. Mine had some frags in it. Hard to say what yours will have in it. I believe that's kind of a random deal. Fight some wolves real quick. They look pretty cool. Not much of a challenge, but it's a new enemy. Gotta like that. More of a challenge than I thought, I guess. I'm gonna have to heal a little bit here. Pop a couple of them. Alright, we just unlocked the Cliff's Edge Hotel. Just kind of a stop along the way. You can see there basically was a vault here. I couldn't find a way to get in there at this point. I went up to the way we got into the other vaults and there wasn't anything in there but money. We'll come back here later, maybe there's something. If you go inside this hotel, there are some ghouls you can kill, and obviously I grabbed all the items, but didn't really seem to go anywhere. Alright, when we get to the campground here, we'll find some more ghouls, and these ghouls are actually part of our objective.
That's the last of them.
You'll notice I zoom in a lot, and then back out and just hit that. Just shoot them normally. Highlight them to find out where they are, and then instead of wasting that stamina, just take them out normally. Save those critical hits for when you really need them. I just kind of use it as a locator. When you get down to 2 or 3, it'll actually put markers on your map. Alright, that's done. If you go behind there, there's actually a small campground out back. A few items to pick up, but mainly I think they just put it here for those doing survival mode, because the other 2 tents can be used as a place to sleep, which would serve as a save point and also get your much needed rest. As I said in the previous video, though, I'm no longer doing survival mode thanks to the glitches that I was coming across.
It's time to settle accounts.
I wiped out the feral ghouls at the campground.
My game was freezing and I would have to reload my game, causing me to lose 2 or 3 hours, sometimes 4 hours at a time, and I finally got frustrated and set it to very hard instead of survival mode. Alright, talk to Cassie here.
I deserve more than that.
She will give you some caps, pass another persuasion check and get some more money out of her, and she will give you your next mission objective.
That fog crawler's gonna pay. For Grandpa George.
That's the spirit.
The doctor has said in time I will fully recover. He says this is your doing?
Bitch is straight up loopy,
I do not
but
know you.
I guess the fog has that effect on everyone. Alright, now we come back to Andre here.
Yep, we're strangers. Who exactly
He's
are
finally
you anyway?
recovered.
Andre Michaud. Someone,
Tells us a small
I don't even
tale
know
of how
who
he got to
found
be
me,
this way.
brought me here.
I was
We
hoping
can
to
get some
something
money
on
out
the
of
back
him,
end for patching you
and
up.
also
Of
some
course.
experience out of
I
him
did
by
not find
talking
much
him
on
out
me, but
of
you're
basically
welcome to
going
it.
off on a suicide mission.
It has taken my husband.
So I definitely recommend doing
You're
that.
in pain. I've been there. But your plan is unreasonable.
That's right, he said husband. Gotta
Find a
hand it to
purpose,
Bethesda
some
there.
constructive purpose to keep you going.
Keeping up
You
with the
wouldn't know.
times.
Once,
Not for me,
Father
but
was
for those
well,
that
not thriving,
makes happy. Right on.
alive. I'll think on what you said.
Alright, so now I'm going to go to Cassie's grandfather's farm. And I'm glad I unlocked the Oceanarium earlier, because that will allow us a place to fast travel to get there quicker.
Did you hear that?
There's a Murlurker kill claw in the way. Fairly easy to take down. Get his attention. He's going to run up on us. Shoot him in his claw. Ada fucking blows his fucking world apart. Sent him flying. And then we're gonna come up on his eggs here. Throw a frag in there. Killed all but one of the hatchlings. We'll just focus in, take out that last hatchling. Pick up the only remaining egg. Probably could have got more eggs if I didn't throw that frag, but it's hardly worth my time. I just wanted to get past it. I'm going to switch to my big boy because I fought this next enemy twice, and without the big boy he actually took some time to take down. And once he turns his attention to you, it's pretty difficult. Like I've said before, don't worry about what % chance you have of hitting them if you're using your big boy. Even a 1% chance, you're gonna hit them. It's a mini nuke basically. So if you hit even close to them, they're going down. Fire a second shot, and he's done. Enraged fog crawler deceased. Alright, switch back to my Gauss rifle, because I don't want to waste my big boy ammo. Pretty disappointing loot grab off of the fog crawler. And then go ahead and make your way to the Dalton farm. You'll find a workbench over here, but you cannot access it yet as the fog is still up. So to get rid of that fog, all you have to do is go back to Far Harbor and talk to Cassie.
That's right. The farm is yours. Your own little piece of the island. And here's another 200 caps in gratitude for your service.
She's going to give you some more caps, which you can schmooze some more caps out of her. She'll also give you her grandfather's farm.
Here's another 100 caps.
Which unlocks that workbench.
I don't have to tell
And
you
also
that
puts up some fog condensers around the perimeter of the farm.
I'll make that
That makes it safe so that you can actually hang out there without going crazy on the fog, taking radiation damage. Now she's going to give you what I believe will be the final step of her missions and get all that optional crap off of our data menu. Say it. Go back to the farm. You can now press select to get into the workshop mode, and we're going to break all this crap down. Get it out of here. Gives us more stuff to build with, and more how do I want to say this, more data basically to build, because when you break stuff down it actually takes that meter down and you can build more of your own crap. Some trappers are going to attack us. It's just 3 though. It starts a little mission while you're shooting them. The trapper attack on Dalton Farm, like it's a big deal, but it isn't. Just kill 3 trappers and it's over. Once they're dead, you can talk to one of your settlers and she'll tell you where the trappers are coming from. And she'll offer to follow you. Let her follow you, because it's not going to replace your companion. She will just accompany you.
Ah, it smells like blood.
Fuck that guy up.
Can we trade a few things?
Shoot him while he's down.
Do you know where these trappers came from?
Oh, yeah.
Actually
I'll find
leveled
them.
up
They're
there
right
a
now.
little bit,
Good.
which is cool because
No
it gave
point in
me
waiting
a.
around for them to attack us again.
It refilled my
You're
stamina
not
bar.
scared to go up against a whole gang of
All right,
trappers.
talk to
Not
this
with
chick.
you along. I've seen
Like I
what you can
said,
do
she
with
wants
trappers.
to accompany
Sure.
you
You can come along if you
to
want.
Let's get
wipe
this
out the
over with.
last of
Follow
the
me.
trappers. Guess she feels safe with you. Thinks you're a badass. She's pretty much right. But before I go with her, I'm gonna go ahead and build a fort here. Just gives me a place to store all my crap, so I don't have to go back to the Commonwealth. This will be my first workbench that I've unlocked, so I can store all the weapons and armor I want to keep, plus all my junk for building. Make sure you send a provisioner back to the Commonwealth so that you can access all your stuff that you have in benches back there. And then I'm going to build around this tree. Basically because I'm a large child and I like the idea of an adult-sized treehouse. Be an awesome place to hang out. So now they've added fusion generators. Pretty awesome. Instead of the max electricity being 10, it goes up to 100. So go ahead and you're going to want to build off of that. I think it's 3 or 4 stories down at this point. I edited out quite a bit of my building. I know you don't want to watch that. You can do that on your own. I'm sure you can come up with something far more creative than I did. I basically just made a few levels building up to this top level where I'm going to put all my beds. But I routed out electricity up here. Don't want to waste that 100 points. Sometimes it's easiest to just plant what you're trying to create and then go back and pick it back up to fine tune it, because you can get closer, get it exactly where you want to put it. So now I'm going to want to put power conduits all through this top level so I can create some lighting. I think they actually increased the space you can have between conduits, which is nice because it saves you some materials and a little bit of time. I like to place all my conduits first and then go back and do the wiring afterward. I just find it to be a little faster. Cuts out some menu selection. Make the most of your time. Like I said, that's quite a bit of distance. It definitely seems like more than we had before the update. Okay, that's not going to go directly, so we're going to have to put a conduit across from there. Easy enough to do. Place that on the wall. Attach the tower to the conduit. And then patch that to the previous conduit. And we have power. Alright, now I wanted to put a shop light above the stairwell here. Go ahead and place that light, and then to go underneath you can get a much better angle on that, get more precision. I'm not saying I'm a perfectionist, but I do want it to look right. I'm going to have to look at this for the rest of the game. So for a little bit more time, we can make it look right. You can see that's centered. And now we're going to put up some lighting on the walls here. And to get a nice uniform look, there's a pretty easy trick you can do. When you put two walls together, there's going to be a double line. So basically I'm going to go in a numerical order, and on each double line I'll put a light, or sometimes I'll skip two double lines. It just gives it a nice uniform look so that there's a pattern. So it looks like you spent a lot of time on it, but you actually did not. Okay, at this point I'm basically using the roof of the previous floor as a floor for this top level, and I want to put a railing on it. But to get it to auto lock on that railing, you need something to attach it to, and it won't attach to the ceiling. So I'm going to put these small floor planks here. It gives it a place where I can attach the railing to. And to get it to all face the same direction, just squeeze the trigger, and that way you can align those planks up to where they're all facing the same direction. And then you go back and you put your railing in. It's much quicker this way. Plus, like the lighting gives it a uniform look. And I'm going to leave the corners open for a place for gun turrets. I'm going to go back down to the previous level and put my beds in. So when I do acquire more settlers, they'll have a place to sleep. Alright, and then we are going to need food for our settlers. You really don't need as much food as you think. Make the number of food you have match the number of settlers you have. So right now I only have 3 settlers, so I'm going to take it up to 9. I can always go back and add more later, but there's no need to overkill on the food. And we're going to need a water source, so I put this one right in the water here. And here's a tip: when you're putting your flooring in and you want it to mesh with the land, use those small steps, because they will actually sink into the surface and make it so that your flooring is flush with whatever surface you're working with. Attach the power here. And we're going to add a little light. Okay, so now our settlers have food and water. I have a place to store my crap, and so I'm going to go ahead and travel back to Far Harbor.
Let's do
I'm going to go ahead and buy that helmet I was looking at earlier. I got enough stuff to sell to this guy to make that cost cheaper. Take your grape mentons, they'll give you a little more price break. Make sure you wear an outfit that'll give you the most charisma. And then I couldn't let rest the fact that this guy had 10,000 of my caps. So I have a surplus of ammo, so I'm going to go back and trade him my ammo for my 10,000 caps back. Here's what that helmet looks like on. Pretty sick, really. Plus took my defense up by about 10 as opposed to what I had going on before. Here's a top look of my water source. Here's a look of my fort. Got some missile launchers going on here, about midway up. Got my fusion generator hidden a little bit by that tree. Alright guys, I really appreciate you watching my videos. Click that like button. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Leave it with the view of how I left my settlers with a pool table and a bar. What else do you need, right? Alright, game on gamers. Have a great day.